Happy Thursday. Let me pull up my chat here real quick. See who we got on. First, I see that Oliver says it's his birthday. Oliver, if it is your birthday today, then happy birthday to you, man. That's awesome. How old are you today, sir? Okay. It's soon? Oh, so your birthday is not today, but it's soon. Okay, well, happy almost your birthday then. All right, so welcome. Today is pandemic science. Now, if you remember, this pandemic science class is my junior high class, but I want to do it at 1 o'clock for the elementary also. So it's going to be, this is advanced stuff we're talking about today, okay? So I'm going to do my best to clue you in and give you an idea of what's going on, because this pandemic stuff is really important right now. You know, we're all dealing with it. So today we are going to, if you want to see the junior high show where I just like go into all the crazy detail, then you can log back on and check the stream at 2 o'clock. So all the junior high kids will be there too, okay? Let's see who we have on here. I see Eliana, Oliver, Chloe, Reagan, Miguel, Micah. Hi, guys. Dagger. Some new names, you know? I know we have a bunch of new students, and I haven't had the chance to, like, meet you face-to-face yet. I know the school is working on a plan to figure out how we can get back together face-to-face soon, so I'm excited about that. All right, so you're Fendera? Is that how you pronounce your name? Fendera said my tooth just fell out. My goodness. Make sure you, I hope it was a baby tooth, because if it's not a baby tooth, then you need to put it in a little baggie of milk and take it to the dentist so they can put your adult tooth back in. But if it's your baby tooth, good job. It's one step closer to having all adult teeth. Okay, let's talk about some pandemic science today, guys. Here are the learning targets that I'm going to hit the junior high with, okay? Learning target number 1, I know the importance of having good sources of information. Learning target 2 is I have good sources of information. Now, learning target 1 and learning target 2 sound a lot alike. I know the importance of having good sources of information. And 2, I have good sources of information. You know, it's like one of the issues with this COVID-19 pandemic we're all in is that there's a lot of people who are very confused about what is real and what is not real. They hear a lot of things, they read a lot of things, they're like, what's going on? So we want to talk about the fact that it's important to have good sources of information, because then you can make better and correct decisions for yourself and your family. Good sources of information, those are the things you need. You need to be able to like actually have them in your tool belt so that then you can like use the good sources of information, okay? So just a little very subtle thing that I wanted to kind of point out. It's a baby tooth. Oh, good. I'm glad. All right. So, and then the last one is I know a little bit about herd immunity. Maybe you've heard, like, well, you know, the word herd. Maybe you've heard about herd immunity. So this is HERD. HERD is like a herd of buffalo or a herd of cows, right? So that herd means a large group of a type of animal, okay? And so a herd immunity, what is that? What is immunity? Means to be invulnerable, right, means you can't get sick from something, right? So herd immunity has something to do with large groups of people and has something to do with not getting sick. So these are the things that we're going to talk about today. Okay? Okay. Thank you, Miguel. Buffalo, yeah. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go to mrincorvia.com. I have put up a bunch of links, and my plan is to kind of go through them and share what I know about COVID-19. Now, a little disclaimer here, guys. I am but a humble STEM teacher. There is so much I don't know about COVID-19. That's kind of the point of today, is that I want you to understand that this is a new virus and there's a lot we don't know about it. So I'm trying to put out today good sources of real information that we can use, okay? So I know this is going to be a little drier. Last week we had pies smacked in my face. This is going to be, there's be some cool things to look at, but it is going to not be quite as messy for me, thank goodness. I had all this, like, you wouldn't believe how much oil is in that cream. Ugh, got it all over myself. All right. Your phone died. Oh, I hope you can bring it back to life. All right. So we're going to let's head to mrincorvia.com and let's figure out where these links are. Okay. All right. This is mrincorvia.com. This is my website for all of your cool STEM needs. All right. We have code here, web quests. Today we're going to look at this orange link right here. Links. We'll click on that. And here, this is kind of just a place where I drop links for when you're at school and I'm like, you need to go check out this website. Here are the pandemic science links we're going to look at today. So let's see which ones are going to be interesting for us. Well, let's do this virus simulation one first, okay? So this is a little program that was written to show you how people pass around a disease and how they get sick, okay? It's don't stay awake for too long. Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's set this up. So here, this is a little model. All these green little people, and they're going to move around in a second. Let's smooth it. All these green little people are healthy people who are not immune to COVID-19, meaning that they can get sick from it. The red people are people who are living, but they are currently sick and infectious, meaning they can they have the disease, and yes, cough, cough. And they walk around, they cough, and they spread it to other people. All right? So we're going to click go, and you're going to see these people are going to move around. The red people are going to move around. They're going to Burger King. They're going to school. They're going to work. They're going to hang out with each other at their friends' houses, right? And they're going to go, and they're going to accidentally infect some of these green people. The green people will turn red, okay? There will also be a third color, gray. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's just watch it for a second. So there they go. They're moving around. It's very fast, I know. But there's red people, there's green people, and there are gray people. All right, let me pause it at a moment here. So what happened is the red people, like this red guy right here, he gets this green person sick. And then what happens is, after a while of being a red person, a couple things happen in this simulation. One, the red person might die, and then they would just go away. All right, so that's one thing that could happen if you're sick from the disease, right? Yes, wear a mask, red people. We'll show you that in a second, Miguel. That's a good thing to say. All right. So one thing that could happen to a red person once they're infected, they could get sick and die. That happens. But they could recover also. And if they recover, then they become a gray person. So what happens is if you get sick, your body learns it tries to figure out how to fight the disease. And when it figures it out, its immune system will fight the disease inside of you, get rid of it. And then for a while, your body is like, it knows how to fight the disease. So it's harder or sometimes impossible for you to get sick again. So that's what these gray people are. These are people who have recovered and they can't get sick again. So you can see this gray person right here is right next to this red person, but he's immune. So he's not going to get sick again. All right. So let's just watch it go for a while. And you'll see what happens here is that there are waves of people. All right. First, you have to look really closely here, guys. Okay. Look really closely. Look at the overall colors. Sometimes it will be more green. Sometimes it will be more red. And sometimes it will be more gray. In fact, let's set up a larger population of people so we can see it better. Let's do maximum 300. Ready? Go. Okay, mostly green, mostly red, mostly gray. Green, red, gray. Green, red, gray. Green, red. Can you see it? Gray. Now that doesn't mean that there's not like here it's mostly gray, but you can see that there's still some green, still some red. So what's going on here? What happens is, here, I'm going to pull up the big chart here. So this is a chart that shows the numbers. You know what? Maybe a little too complex. Let's just go with this. So what happens is when there are a lot of people who are immune, it's harder for the disease to spread around. But then the immune people, they have new babies and new people, right? So more green people start showing up. So this is just a way of us kind of looking at this. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to mrincorvia.com and I want you to click on the orange links button. And I want you to click on this virus simulation link. And you can play around with this. There's all kinds of fun numbers that you can set up and go, all right? So one thing that, who said it? Someone said, hey, stay home, wear a mask. Miguel, good advice, Miguel. Let's see what happens when we lower the infection rate to like 20%. Okay, so now what this means is that, let's say everyone's wearing a mask, so it's much harder for the disease to spread around. Okay, much harder. So let's set that up and go. What happened? What happened to the disease? When everyone wore masks and there was only a 20% chance that it would spread, it actually meant that everyone, eventually the disease wiped itself out because it didn't have a high enough chance to get to everyone. So if we all wear masks and we can drive down the infection rate, you can see that the disease will cure itself. All right? This is just an example of why it's important to wear a mask. Okay? Yes, there are different ways you can set it up. Like, let's say we want to have the disease be 98% infectious. Now there are diseases like that. There are diseases like the measles. Okay? The measles are very infectious. If for every one person who has the measles, it's like 27 people get infected. Incredibly infectious. So let's watch what happens when you have a disease like the measles. So here you can see that the disease has it just sticks around forever. It finds new people to infect. So it's much harder. Now, in order to combat the measles from like spreading around, what we do is we create vaccines. So one way of becoming a gray person is to be sick and then not be able to get the disease again. But a better way is to take a vaccine. Then you don't have to get sick, but your body learns how to fight the disease anyways. So this is a fun model that I wanted to show you. Okay? Did you know there are more viruses that are worse than corona? Yes. So like there are plenty of very difficult diseases. The coronavirus is it's hard right now because it is very easily spread. But the real tricky danger of the coronavirus is that when you get it, you don't seem sick for a very long time. And that makes it hard to keep people from walking around like they're doing right now and talking to other people, right? Like there are, like a couple of years ago, there was a spread of a disease called Ebola, which is pretty deadly. But when you get Ebola, you get sick very fast. So it was easy to quickly identify people. And the reason it was spreading around was because people didn't really understand how to handle people who were sick, and they were allowing the disease to spread around. Emma, I like the pirate flags you posted in chat. It's pretty cool. Reagan writes the flu. Yes, so the flu is short for a disease called influenza. And it is also a kind of like COVID in that it lives in the lungs and you cough, and that's how you infect other people. One interesting thing about influenza is that in countries where it spreads when it's really cold because people go inside. And we've learned that the influenza numbers this year are very low. Not a lot of people are getting influenza this year. And that people think it is because everyone is wearing masks because of COVID. So what happens is the infectiousness of the disease goes way down. And then what happens? Right? We have less people being infected. So that's one of the kind of the strange and secret good things about the COVID-19 is that it's helping prevent a lot of influenza this year. Spanish flu. Yes, Aiden says Spanish flu. That was a kind of influenza. All right, here, I want to show you one more thing with this chart. Let's say we have a very high infection rate. So let's say we have an 80% chance of infection, but the chance of recovering, meaning your chance of living if you get the disease, is much lower. Let's say you only have a 20% chance of living. That'd be a very deadly disease. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, we got to set it up a new one. Okay, here we go. So you can see not a lot of immune people. You have either healthy people or sick people. Yeah, swine flu. So you can see it goes, you see how it's like mostly green, 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 and then what happens? Red. And then not a lot of people left. These are when they talk about the first waves, second waves. Now, what has happened? The disease is gone. After a number of waves of having a lot of people sick, a lot of people die, a lot of people sick, a lot of people die, suddenly it's gone. And that is because the disease, that's right, everyone who had the disease died, so there wasn't anyone left to spread it around with. But you could see the waves. You hear that people talk about the coronavirus, that it comes and goes in waves. That's kind of what happens. So you can see the waves here, but here, when there's a low chance of dying from the disease, it actually means that the disease can kind of burn itself out. Okay? Let me see if I have any other links that we can kind of go over today. All right, there is a good video. I don't think I'm going to show the whole thing here.
When a new disease emerges and starts infecting people in a population.
So this is a pretty this is an advanced, like, junior high level video. Okay? If you want to come and learn about the mathematics behind infection, then you can come watch this video. It talks about the R north of COVID, and it also talks about herd immunity. So that is like a really good thing, all right, to really kind of understand. All right, and then let's see what else we have here. Okay, so and then the last two things, these are definitely for junior high kids to really look at. Or maybe your parents are watching too, and they're like, Captain Richard, I am a parent, and I want to have some good sources of information and numbers that I can look at. Well, if you are a parent, welcome aboard, guys. I have two things here for you. I have the Johns Hopkins dashboard. Perhaps you have already found this in your searching for information. This is their up-to-date numbers from around the world. I check this guy all the time. You can click over. Here's how you use this site. Here is the overall global numbers. Down here you have like the graphs and windows. You can click and change to take a look at different things. So here you have like daily cases. Here you have daily deaths. Here you have cumulative cases, cumulative deaths, logarithmic scaled cases. Okay. You can click on different sections over here. So let's just take a look at the US. We'll click on the US, and and then all the numbers change. So here are the daily cases in the US. You can see we're on, this is what we thought of as wave 1. Not really a wave, guys. It's actually more like this whole thing is wave 1. So you can see that right now, even though we've been going down, we still haven't reached the peak of where we were from first wave. So daily deaths. This is a good chart because it shows that we're getting better at treating the disease. Less people are dying when they get it. Cumulative cases, cumulative deaths, logging. So the numbers, these charts change depending on which section you've selected. And then we can go to, last thing I want to show you is Idaho. So let's scroll down to Idaho. So I click this admin. Once you've clicked the US, you click admin 1. There's different regions. So let's go take a look at, I missed it, Idaho. Here it is. So these are Idaho numbers. We can zoom in here too. So here's Idaho. And you can see here are our daily numbers, daily deaths, cumulative. All right, so it's just a good source of information. You can zoom all the way in here and find like Ada County. Click on Ada County. It gives you the current things like that. So really interesting stuff. Yes, almost 7 million people. Is that what the, I didn't honestly, I didn't even look. What is the cumulative number? Yeah. So we have almost 1 million people. That's a lot. And then out of the 1 million people around the world, the United States has about, 20% of those daily deaths. So, I mean, the total deaths. So, even though we're 5% of the population, we're 20% of the disease. So we're not, here in the United States, we're not doing a very good job. So how can we do a better job, guys? What did we learn from our simulation here about things that we can do to do a better job? Well, we can lower the infection rate. I think that even if we lower the infection rate, so here's 50%. This is 50% infection rate. If we lower our infection rate below 50%, let's say it's at 48%. And let's make this go really fast. Let's see what happens. So fast we can't even see. So it's still going. So we do have to do a better job than just low. Oh, look, there he went. Right as I moved it. So somehow right around, like, we just got to lower it down just below 50%, you know? So everyone, we got to wear our masks. Got to stay home, stay away from people. I think that we're figuring out that, like, I think we're figuring out that distance is not even as important as wearing masks. Wearing masks is the number one thing that you can do to protect yourself, okay? All right, guys. I'm going to get going, but it's fun showing you this stuff today. I know that this is not like as super fun as watching Captain have pies thrown in his face, but this is really important that we have information that we can use to protect ourselves, okay? So wear those masks and we can all be green, all right? Go to mrincorvia.com, check out the pandemic science links right here. So go, this is mrincorvia.com, click on the orange button, links, and then here are all the pandemic science things. This virus simulation, the video about herd immunity, and the different links for numbers, okay? Don't go. I have to go. I have to get set up for my next class here. Now, if you want to come in a half hour at 2 o'clock, I'm going to do this class for the junior high. It's going to be very advanced, all right? So that way we can have, we're going to talk about the science and numbers behind all of these things, okay? It's super good to see you guys. All right. Let's see. Here we go. So go to mrincorvia.com. Now tomorrow at 1 o'clock is Answer Place Minecraft. All right. And if you want to play with us, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to mrincorvia.com, scroll down to where it says right here, the Minecraft server information. That's where you click on, and that will help you figure out how to get on with us tomorrow when we play Minecraft. Okay? So 1 o'clock tomorrow is Answer Plays Minecraft. In a half hour at 2 o'clock will be the junior high show right here. Go to mrincorvia.com for all your fun STEM and video games and videos and things to learn about, all right? Yeah, Minecraft. Samantha says cat. All right, guys. Bye-bye.